Welcome back to the eResource series. In Tutorial 4, we will look at how to analyze and present your survey results for the group presentation in Week 5. In the Study Skill Workshop in Unit 2, you will find this timeline for the Independent Study Mini-Survey, which is ILT3. You'll notice that in Week 4 that you need to analyze the survey results, and in Week 5 you need to present graphical data from the SurveyMonkey. So these are the two areas that we're going to focus on in this tutorial. I'd like you to think about analyzing the survey results. When analyzing results, avoid simply describing the graph. Instead, try to select findings that are significant, such as the largest or smallest proportion. You can also compare and contrast your findings. Some useful questions for analysis include: what do the results reveal? Are the results surprising? Do the results confirm or contradict your expectations? Thinking deeper can help you have a better understanding and a better analysis of the results. So let's look at an example of SurveyMonkey. This is what's automatically generated after the students complete your survey. So you'll find that it shows us the survey question. We have the number of participants, a graphical representation, which could be a pie chart or a bar chart, and raw data. So let's have a look at this example. What is the significant finding? Well, we could say that the majority of UEC 20 students surveyed used the internet to source articles. Is this surprising? Probably not. And what conclusions can you draw? Another interesting statistic from this graph is that less than 20% use the LSU to find articles. Is this too low? Could this be improved, and how? By thinking of these questions, you'll have a much better analysis and, of course, a much better presentation. Let's look at another example. This time, you can see that the raw data and the number of people who answered is not the same. This is because the students have chosen to allow the respondents to click more than one answer in their response. And we saw that in Tutorial 3. So let's have a look at the analysis of this. Almost 90% of the students surveyed believe that they need to improve their vocabulary. Is this surprising? What conclusions can we draw? What strategies could we suggest to increase this area? And which other areas do students feel they need to improve? So you can see I've just highlighted the most significant finding, but I could also compare and contrast. For example, more than 50% of the students surveyed believe that they need to improve their fluency and accuracy. However, less than 50% of the students surveyed believe pronunciation and confidence are an issue. So let's have a look on SurveyMonkey how we can actually get these different types of graphs. So, as I mentioned in Tutorial 3, when you want to collect the results of your survey, you need to log in to SurveyMonkey and go to My Surveys. Then click on the Independent Study Survey. The page will immediately open to the summary of your survey, and it tells you how many people have answered the survey and when they completed that survey. What we're interested in is looking at analyzing the results. So click here. You will find a graphical representation of all the questions that you created in your SurveyMonkey. I'm going to look at question 7. Notice that most of the graphs are this horizontal bar graph, but you can actually change the style. Simply go to Customize, and you will find a selection of different types of graphs. So for example, I might want to change this to a pie chart. When you're happy with your graph type, simply save. You can use this graph directly in your presentation. As we're using the free version of SurveyMonkey, it is not possible to export the image, but you could use a snipping tool or a screenshot to capture the image of the graph. As you saw, there are a number of different chart types in SurveyMonkey that we can use for our presentation. Let's have a look at these different charts and when to use them. So we'll begin with the donut chart and the pie chart. These are used to show proportion of data. They're not good for displaying data over time. We can also use a vertical and horizontal bar chart, and these are used to show comparison of data. Again, these are not good for displaying data over a time period. The final ones that we can use are the line graph and the area graph. These are usually used for representing data over a time period. It's unlikely that you would be using this for the UEC survey, but perhaps in the future you may use these. So it's time to take the quiz and check your understanding of analyzing and presenting data.